So I go into my local grocery store, the Giant. Mark, where are you going with this? Just stay with me. Stay with me. It all makes sense. And the pharmacist is there. I have a couple of pharmacists there, depending on when I shop, and they're wonderful people. Wonderful people. Now, this pharmacist I've become quite friendly with in a short period of time. And I joke around with him when I go in. And by the way, you know, everybody, you've got all these privacy rules around the prescriptions that you order. Well, I don't care if people know what prescriptions I order. So they kind of laugh. Mark, your prescription came. I said, so did my Nexium come in? Yes. My Lipitor? Yes. Okay, good. But anyway, I don't have to have. Do you have that special cream for the inner thigh rash? That's not me. That's the other guy. So he says to me, Mark, I want to tell you something. This is a man, by the way, who comes from the Congo, which is ravaged by slaughter, genocide, civil war, and I can go on and on. And he said, I want to tell you something. Your Republican primary in this country is magnificent. So what do you mean? He said, it's so beautiful. All these candidates having to defend themselves against each other. He said, the American people do not realize how magnificent this is. To have people who one day might be president, such powerful people, having to go through this process and prove themselves. And anybody, he said, anybody can say anything, pretty much, about any of them. In most countries, he said, that is simply not possible. And I got to thinking how brilliant that was. Absolutely brilliant. And it puts things in perspective, doesn't it, folks? When you hear these buffoonish commentators, the Brokaws and the this one and the that one, going on and on about divisive America, why can't we just all get along? Why can't we just all agree? Why can't we just all have one position? You hear idiots like Thomas L. Friedman of the New York Slimes, a.k.a. Friedman, a.k.a. a man who flirts with totalitarianism, in my humble opinion. When you hear him, droning on and on about the beautiful Chinese system, where they can get things done with their one-party rule. Man has 3 Pulitzer Prizes. When you hear stuff like that, you have to shake your head. So the messiness of it is the strength of our system. The messiness of it is why Obama objects to all of this. He objects to our system of government, which he seeks to fundamentally transform. He doesn't like the messiness. So what does he do? He sabotages Congress and the Republicans in the House, and then runs around the country talking about how we can't get anything done. What he means by that is he can't rule with an iron fist. He can't impose his will on the American people. And yet you can see his frustration when he tries to do it, right? 4 unconstitutional appointments. He declares, as the head of one branch of government, that another branch of government is in recess. He can't declare that, and yet he does. Like a 2-bit banana republic, third world dictator. And that's what my friend, the pharmacist, his name is Christian, that's what he was explaining. He didn't get into Obama, but the messiness of it. He just said it is the most wonderful thing to observe. Yes, it is. Now, I resent when conservatives are attacking conservative principles. And you should too. And we should speak up about it. But the battle of ideas, the ability to speak our minds and so forth, this is something we must defend at all times. And this is something the statists on the left, or what I call the utopians, who advance this status agenda, have less and less tolerance for, if you'll notice.